Hello again. Hi Judman, see you're one of the first ones here. Just a sound check, make sure you can hear me okay. Good stuff. Still trying to get used to this 30 to 40 second lag. Very bizarre. Still haven't worked out how to solve that problem. Right, yeah, so a little bit later than usual today, but it's all good. So normally on a Monday we have work, but tomorrow here in the UK we've got a holiday, so I thought I'd do a bit of streaming tonight. So this is actually an add-on for X-Plane 10. I thought I'd try and install it in X-Plane 11. It seems to be okay. I think the only issue is that a couple of the buildings seem to be hovering a little bit. Nothing too noticeable. Let's take off and get started. Just have a look around here, shall we? As per usual, I just want to check, make sure that the sound's for you guys. Just let me know if anything sounds a bit out of the ordinary. It's pretty cool scenery. I didn't really use it very much in X-Plane 10, I'm not sure why, but probably forgotten about it. But came across it earlier today and I thought I'd put it in X-Plane 11 and see what it's like. It seems to be okay. It is, yes, first stream of the year. Happy New Year all. Yeah, I'm not that great to be fair, Judgment. I think that was just a fluke. Lucky. Does it sound any better now, by the way? Really around this area, to be fair. That's probably why I didn't do much flying around here. Still not too bad, pretty cool little airport. Quite challenging to land there. There's two runways, so I took off the grass one just over there, and there's a concrete tarmac, whatever you want to call it, one asphalt. I'll try and land at that one. So I've got X-Enviro, I'm pretty sure I've still got X-Enviro enabled here, yep. So, pretty decent weather in this part of the world. Okay, let me see if I can sort out the sound. It's obviously a bit quieter again for some reason. Very bizarre why it keeps doing that. Any better? Is that louder? It's frustrating because OBS doesn't really allow you to test these things before you go live. So the first time you know if things are working is when you're actually live, which is a bit bizarre. Try and land in that runway there. Cool, so the sound's better now, hopefully, for all of you. So I was thinking about streaming on Twitch. A couple of you have asked if I stream on Twitch, which I don't. I do have an account set up now, a profile. Still not sure what the benefits are to doing it on Twitch as opposed to YouTube. But maybe some of you guys can enlighten me and tell me why I should be doing it on Twitch instead of YouTube. Apart from the few glitches now and again, which I'm sure has nothing to do with YouTube, it's probably more to do with the software, recording software, streaming software. Yeah, any reason why I should be on Twitch instead? I don't know. you guys follow any other YouTubers that stream? Because there's only one that I can think of, and it's Castrator. Funny guy. I haven't really come across anyone who does live streaming. Do you guys know anyone? So Christian, what's the low sound? Is it my voice or the aircraft sound? Carburetor ice suspected. Whoops. This is quite a tricky one actually. That runway is very thin, or narrow. There's a tug there, randomly. Pretty sure they don't need tugs at this airfield. Ooh, that's pretty rough. Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? Okay, let me just try and sort this sound issue. So how about now? Better? Let's hope so. You sure? Cool. Good. Awesome. I think I've just hit that same error I hit in the last stream. And I know why, so let me just quickly sort that out. And so what I haven't done for a while is taken requests of different airfields and aircrafts. Do you guys want me to try something different? St. Martin, let's have a look. TNM. Is it TCNM, TNCM? That's the one. Let's check it out. Yeah, resolution 1440. And hopefully you guys can see that in the stream. Hopefully you can watch it at that same resolution. I've set it to that anyway. button. For some reason it's put me in helicopter parking. That's okay, I'm sure I can taxi through there. So I don't know if you guys follow the Explain developers blog, but the last few days they've been talking about flight modelling and how they're improving it in Explain 11. Today's announcement is about the helicopter modelling, which is interesting. So there's a lot of work being done on this new version of Explain, which is pretty cool. And I understand beta 4 is imminent, so that'd be pretty cool. It's crazy to think that this is still in beta, because I mean, for me personally, it runs really well. I know a lot of people are complaining on forums and Facebook groups about how it's not very smooth. Is that better? Volume. How's that sound? Bizarre. Seemed to have changed when I changed aircraft. Maybe the other one wasn't as loud as this. Suddenly it's more overpowering. Roy Joe, no, unfortunately it doesn't make a difference if I turn it up or not. It's all to do with the settings in the software called OBS. Okay, I think we've got it now, guys. Hopefully. So Molly, I personally think there's a huge difference. 11 is definitely better than 10. I still have 10 installed, and I switch between them from time to time, and the difference is definitely noticeable. The rendering, the graphics, the lighting, everything just seems a lot more refined in XP11 than it is in 10. Hopefully the sound's better now for you guys, and I don't need to play with it anymore. Just concentrate on what I'm doing. There's a couple of obviously issues, minor issues. So I think I mentioned it in the last stream. So if I want to look around with the hat switch, it's much slower than XP10. But I noticed a few people mention that to them, so I've mentioned it to them. So hopefully that will be that'll be rectified in upcoming releases. But it's pretty minor, really. Some of the issues, really. I think compatibility with some of the add-ons is probably the biggest issue, but that's nothing really to do with X-Plane, it's to do with the add-on developers. But I understand why they all don't want to update the add-ons just yet, because 11's not really finally released, so they can't constantly be updating it based on a new beta. So I get that. Take care, Judman. Speak to you soon, hopefully, or see you soon. Yes, Oscar. X-Enviro all the way. All the way. I still have SkyMaxPro 4, but I think on my last stream a couple of days ago, I think you guys saw that, I was comparing the two, and that was based on a new update from SkyMaxPro, and it was really disappointing. It was eating at my frames, and the clouds looked okay, but nothing special really. Excuse me. And it's just not as convincing as X-Enviro. And X-Enviro is, it doesn't take a hit on the FPS. In fact, let me just enable that. I know some of you like to see that. There we go. So averaging mid 50s to high 50s. I am using G-Sync, yep, and running this at 144 Hz. Although I think you guys probably only see it at 60 Hz, to be fair. Something else I mentioned in the last stream, I do take a hit when streaming, so normally I can get around 10 FPS more when I'm not streaming. So around here it'd be around the 60s, I would say, because there's not much scenery going on here. I would say for all scenarios, hardcore gamer, X-Enviro. Definitely not too happy with SkyMaxPro. You know, if anyone asks me the question, which they have on forums, and that's the thing, I'd say hands down X-Enviro. The other reason is because they're very proactive at updating it. They're almost releasing a new update every week or every couple of weeks, which is insane. So they're obviously listening to us, and they're making improvements constantly. I mean, it's changed a lot since the first release, which was really awful, to be fair. I think I mentioned it in the last stream. The only thing with X-Enviro is that you can't set your own weather. It can only render actual weather, real weather, which is okay. I don't mind. I understand they will allow you to do that soon, which would be pretty cool. Because sometimes I do want, especially in the UK, we get awful weather. So I want to be able to customize that myself. Oh yeah, tell me about it. I can spend literally hours on this. It's just such a good experience. I've only ever used, well, I started off with FS9 and FSX and P3D, and I just wanted to fly, but the problem is I've found myself most of the time just tweaking to get the FPS and get it running smoothly. That actually, when I thought about it, I wasn't really spending that much time flying, which is not ideal. But with this, very rarely I'm having to, you know, optimize it or anything like that. Gosh, there was a lot of crazy optimization tricks for FSX. There's forums about it, and oh my god, it's just crazy. Yes, Jay, this is default airport for Princess Juliana, which is not bad, is it? It's pretty cool. There's a lot of 3D objects, carts, tugs, aircrafts. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's turn down. There you go. How about that? Nope. Die screeching still there. Very annoying. I'm hoping they'll sort it out. Interestingly, they've I think I may have showed this to you guys before in a video, but in beta 3 they've improved. Let me just make it a little bit lighter so I can show you. They've created this sort of physics around the aircraft movement during braking when you've applied the brakes. If you notice the plane now, and just about see it bobbing about up and down a little bit. Can you see that moving? It's pretty cool. So if I advance the throttle, you'll see the kind of movements it wants to do. When I idle back, so it has this sort of bouncing effect. So they spent a lot of time and effort doing, you know, things like that, but that tire screeching, it really needs to go. I did not know that actually, Royjoy. Although I'm tempted to download my own photo scenery using ortho for this area. I'm pretty sure it would look pretty good. So, open to suggestions for the next airport. Go ahead, guys. Congrats, Oscar. That's a cool New Year present. You'll love it. I certainly love mine. It's absolutely amazing. You'll see why I keep going on about it. Another thing in Explain 11 is the sound. So when you move around the aircraft, you should hear completely different sounds depending where you're standing, which is pretty cool. I'm hoping you guys can still hear sounds. Even when you're inside the aircraft. If you open the door, notice the sound changes. This is clearly a bug with Explain 11, by the way. You get this sort of weird patch on the ground, but they're aware of that. And close the door again. Sound's gone. What's changed? Pretty cool, isn't it? And it's so detailed. Everything's so detailed, and it's just amazing that I'm still getting over 50 FPS with this level of detail. It's just insane. You can see the reflections and instruments as well, and the GPS, which is pretty cool. And the thing is, I haven't really got the reflections turned on, so I think these are just the default reflections that you get. Joburg. I have a feeling I don't have Africa, the continent of Africa installed. If you give me the iCal for it, I can give it a try. Otherwise we can try EDFW. Okay, Delta Foxtrot Whiskey, should I say. Yeah, Oscar, I've heard a lot about that. I read about it as well. He's very passionate about that. I think he has that aircraft, actually, or the, aircraft with that engine. So he's he's very, very passionate about the modelling of that. And look at the detail on that; it's just incredible. Let's see if I can find something in Joburg. I'm pretty sure I don't have that area installed, but we can give it a try. Might as well show you this, guys, if you haven't seen it already. So the user interface in XP11 is probably one of the biggest changes that they've made to the platform. They've made it, in my opinion, a lot easier to navigate around Explain 11. So this is one of the things that put me off the earlier versions of Explain. It just seemed really difficult to excuse me, navigate around and that sort of thing. But they've added this little banner at the top there, so you can just access your settings, or you can just click on the little aircraft and you can change your aircraft type, the airport, and you can search. The search functionality is great, it really is. Excuse me. So let's have a look, see what we've got here. I don't really know. I think this is one of the main airports, if I'm not mistaken. You can tell me, or we can try. Yeah, I think we'll try that one. I'm pretty confident I don't have that area installed. Yeah, I didn't think so. So it's just going to display water. So let's try the other suggestion. Yeah, so you can search using iCal codes and cities and airport names and that sort of thing. It's really good. Let's do that. Mad Pilot, I don't know, to be honest. I'm not familiar with Skytrax. Maybe some of the guys in the chat can tell you more about that. Cricket highlights. Yes, I can. If you guys are interested to see that kind of thing, it's pretty easy, really. You can just drag and drop stuff into the folders. It's very simple, to be fair. Just have to wait for this. Hopefully it shouldn't. It should still work. Yes, Oscar, it does. It's just the scenery for, if that's what you meant, the scenery for Africa is not installed on my machine. But yeah, otherwise, if you go across an airport, if you find an airport on the list, and it says 3D, it does mean that it's modeled, which is pretty cool. I'm hoping this has not crashed on me again. I've been installing quite a lot of photo scenery and stuff like that, so good morning, William. Nice to see you again. Happy New Year. Just have to wait. Installing quite a lot of photo scenery and stuff like that, so there we go. Just had to be patient with it. So where are we? That's pretty cool, isn't it? So obviously I haven't got photo scenery for this area, but so this is just a default scenery, but it still looks okay, doesn't it? Wow, there's a steep drop down there. So it's worth mentioning, guys, the autogen that you see here. Notice the big turbines over there. This is using WT XP. I think that's how it's pronounced. But yeah, so it's autogen that's placed in the exact same spot as it is in real life. So it's not using the generic excuse me, autogen that comes with X-Plane 11. You can still use that if you like, but the reason I have this installed is because when I install the photo scenery, it adds all the buildings exactly where they're supposed to be, which is pretty amazing, really. But when it's default X-Plane scenery, it looks a bit basic, and I think the X-Plane autogen looks better with the generic X-Plane scenery. Hope that makes sense. Just going through the cloud, let's just get a bit higher. Sorry, I have to ask, you guys still hear me okay? We had some problems with the sound earlier, but hopefully it's all resolved now. That's interesting, my FPS have dropped to mid-20s. That only happens when I've got a problem with the streaming. There could be one other thing. I was fiddling about with the draw, that's why. You can, just for you guys who haven't seen this yet, X-Enviro settings, so you can actually play around with the distance, the visible range of the cloud. You can see that in the background, just slightly appearing, disappearing. Or you could have it to 100 and it still looks pretty damn good. The detail as well, we can reduce that to whatever you like. I think that's okay. I think just the current weather scenario has created multi-levels or multi-layers of weather, so that's obviously why the frames have dropped slightly. So I'm getting around 30 now, which is okay. Not ideal. Of course I'm streaming on top of that as well, so so Mad Pilot, I'm not sure what charts you're referring to, because normally I get my charts outside of Explain, not within Explain. So some other cool features in Explain 11, if you guys haven't seen it already. Excuse me. So you can press the M key on your keyboard to bring up this map, and you can have different modes. So you can go to VFR mode. You can see something a little bit more user friendly. If you're into sort of your airways and that sort of thing, routes, then you can see it like that. Of course, if you have it in this setting, if you see any of the sort of big airports, you can see things like ILS frequencies and that sort of thing, like that one there. And if you click tune, it will actually automatically tune it for you in the radio, which is pretty cool. So if we just select that, we can zoom back in, and then from here, if you click on an airport, you can get the details of the airport. So in terms of altitude, the current conditions as well, which was really handy, and the distance of where your current aircraft is to where the airport is. And if you have, if you wanted to, you can just go ahead and click that button, and it will just put you on the final approach for that airport. So it's pretty cool for jumping around very quickly if you wanted to. There you go. So you should be able to see the airport shortly. Should be directly ahead of us. So this is a little bit buggy, as you can see. So you have to zoom in and zoom out a little bit for you to be able to see it. Click back on that. There we go. So it's just on that hill there. You can just about see it now. quite foggy here, isn't it? Just about to make out the runway now. So who chose this airport? Was it you, Oscar? Any particular reason why you picked this? Is it your local? I just noticed the temperature, -7. It's pretty cold here. Roydro, actually you can still you can do that. So you can do that by, I believe, going into this here and just if you click customize, you'll be able to see. So if you select runway, you can say 3 mile approach, 10 mile approach. It might not be quite as quick as what you're used to in X-Plane 10. I can't remember how you do it in X-Plane 10, to be honest. But I think it was a little bit easier, wasn't it? Sorry, Oscar. I thought it was you who picked that airport. Sorry, it was hardcore gamer. So we're just under the cloud layer now, so you can see the FPS jumped up to around 40 now, which is a lot more. It's a lot more smoother, as you can see. Cool. Home airport, pretty decent. Nice little airfield there. So where next, guys? Where would you like me to? So I'm pretty sure I don't have Asia, Africa and South America. I am gonna install it, I think, because I get quite a lot of requests from those regions, so I might as well. I don't think I have actually, Oscar. Kodiak Express. Quest even. What is it? Is it actually a freeware? So let's do Laui. So Laui is it's a pretty good one, good choice, because I actually have photo scenery there that I can show you. Let's go for that one, I think. I'm going to place myself on the runway because last time, for those of you who were on one of my previous streams a few weeks ago, I was taxiing a 767 at Laui, and I had an issue with the brakes. So I ended up going off the runway and taxiing around on the grass before I could come back onto the runway again, which was not great, but I guess most of us saw the funny side to it. I don't know if it's my imagination, but I feel like the photo scenery does give me improvement in frame rates, which is bizarre, really. But if that's the case, I would assume that Laminar Research, the guys who built X-Plane, could make huge improvements to the default scenery, since it's not really using photo scenery. Should optimize it to make it more, you know, better for performance. this is the IGEX 737, which is obviously Payware, and it seems to be working okay in XP11. So what we have here is photo scenery of Innsbruck, and this is the autogen that I was referring to earlier. So all these buildings have pretty much been dumped exactly where they should be, which is pretty cool. So you can see it's quite a populated area. All the roads, railway lines, train stations, everything is exactly where it should be. You see a road there with a tunnel going into the side of the mountain there, and it carries on up there, comes out of that side there, and continues up that way. It's pretty cool. Hi Matteo, nice to have you back again. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's not just buildings actually, so it's pylons and masts, quite a lot of stuff, and you can just about notice it. You notice the haze there. This is all thanks to X-Enviro. It's looking good, really good. I remember when they first released X-Enviro, the haze was awful, but they've certainly improved on that, as you can see. So it looks pretty good from high altitude. Yes, it is 1st of 2017, and hopefully you guys enjoying it. It's a hardcore game. It's not really difficult. It's not something anyone can just explain to you. You definitely need to watch video tutorials. The one that helped me the most was a video by Q8 Pilot. I don't know if you guys follow him. He's another YouTuber, and he does quite a few guides which are really good. And he did a short guide, I think it's only 15 minutes long or 20 minutes long, on how to install photo scenery. And the guide was obviously pretty good because I managed to do it, and I'm not that clever really. There you go, look at that. I'll just make it a tad lighter so you can actually see the photo scenery. There you go. Doesn't get more real than that really, does it? Oh, that's interesting, Mad Pilot. I'd love to know what that is. Yeah, it could be actually. It could be a feature within VATSIM which allows them to do that. Thank you, Oscar. Thanks for joining again. Hope to see you soon. Happy New Year. Let's get this thing off the ground, shall we? None of this is really important, is it? There we go. Let's do it for the hell of it. The sounds on this aircraft are absolutely amazing. I saw a post today actually. They've also created a roadmap for updates on this aircraft. I think it'll be pretty cool. Yeah, that wheel trim, it's very bizarre. It could be, I mean, I think it's to do with my Satek joystick, the trim wheel is a little bit sort of sensitive, so I think that's what's triggering it. I could be wrong. I don't know if you guys experience the same problem. That's unfortunate, William. In my last stream, I asked everyone if they would like me to do a stream or a video about how to install photo scenery. So if there's enough demand for it, I might do a live stream on that. There you go. And believe it or not, guys, my settings for the autogen is only on high, it's not maximum. If I was to set it on maximum, there's going to be a lot more trees and buildings, but I think that's more than enough, to be fair. You can see all the trees even, all 3D on top of the photo scenery. Hi Pete, if you don't mind me calling you Pete, my best friend is called Peter. I call him Pete. There you go. How does that look? Pretty realistic, don't you think? So hardcore gamer, quite a lot. In fact, I might be able to show you. Let's have a look. I'm going to drag this across. See if you can see what my scenery folder looks like. So what I have at the bottom here, these are the areas that I've installed photo scenery. So all of those combined, let's have a look, 137 gigabytes of storage. So yeah, quite a few there. Matteo, I answer this question quite a lot on forums and Facebook groups. Have you heard of the threaded optimization setting in Nvidia? That's interesting. I'm not sure why you guys couldn't see the folder. It worked last time when I dragged it across the screen. But yeah, let me just count it for you. I think you heard me say it's 137 gig. There's 20 tiles. So rather than countries, entire countries, you have to download a tile each time. So I have 20 tiles, which pretty much covers the whole of south of the UK. I have Nice, Milan, where else? Let's have a look. And Palmero, which looks okay, but mostly it's UK really. Yeah, so threaded optimization in Nvidia settings, apparently that makes a huge difference to FPS. I noticed a slight increase, but others reported a huge increase. So it's worth trying that out. So right now I'm getting around mid-30s FPS. But that's, I mean, as I say, I normally get around 10 more when I'm not streaming. So I'm streaming 2 monitors. I've got this monitor, which what you're seeing on the screen. I have another monitor which has 15 tabs open, and it's got the YouTube stream live on this, so I can read your messages. There's a lot going on my machine, but it's not too bad, I think. Yeah, it does say at the top left hand corner, but it might be a little bit too small for you to read it. If you're interested to see my settings, so that's how I've got it set up. That's for you actually, Matteo. So make sure that your settings match what I'm showing you here. Do not flick shadows and do not switch on reflections. That kills my FPS. And to be fair, it's not like I'm missing it or I need it. I think everything is good as it is. Really. So B Silhouette, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, hi. This is not default X-Plane scenery. This is Bing map scenery that I've installed into X-Plane. I think in the future, once everyone pretty much has a pretty fast internet connection, they should install X-Plane on their servers, and then all we would do is just stream it off their servers. That way we can have stuff that looks like this, and it could be super smooth because they will be running it on super fast computers. That's probably an insane thought, probably a bit too unrealistic, but I don't know, if we have fast internet, I don't see why that wouldn't be a solution. Yeah, normally I get much more than this, but there is a lot going on down there, and plus, as I say, I'm streaming. So if I zoom in, you'll see that there's quite a lot of autogen, and all the trees as well. You see the trees, every single one is loaded up on every single mountain. Yeah, it's a pretty cool view, isn't it? Do any of you guys use X camera? I installed it a few days ago, but I had troubles using it, so I'm going to have to probably look at some online guide, no doubt. Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? Definitely adds a lot more realism to it. So hardcore gamer, if you're interested, I can show you how I've set up my joystick. So under joystick here, by the way, this is also all updated in X-Plane 11, which is, I think, is pretty cool. So excuse me, you've got all your axes here, so if I move the joystick you can see all the movements there, and you can set them. So if you want to set any of those movements to whatever you like, you can just select it. and if you click any of the buttons, notice how they light up. So, which is really amazing because it will show you which button you're clicking, and then you should go ahead and click edit and select a command. Now, the best thing about this is this search. So you can say view, and it will show you all views, or you can say move. Okay, so to answer your question, how do you move around the cockpit? I've just set up, so on my Satek X52 Pro, I've got two hat switches really. The main one, which I use for looking around, and there's one just above it to the left hand side. So I use that for assigning these movements, which is move forward, back, left, right, and I've set them to fast. Okay, so if I come out of this, you can see, so move forward, back, right, left. Now I have another hat switch on my throttle quadrant, and I've set that for up and down, left and right as well, but slow left and right. So it's pretty cool. I've got all the movements, so I can go forward and back, left and right very easily. I am going to purchase Track IR, which is, for those of you that don't know, it allows you to move or look around just by very slight head movements. So it's got a sensor that you sit on top of the monitor and another sensor on your forehead. Just do slight movements to look around. I'm going to try it anyway, and see what that's like. Hi Ricardo, this is Innsbruck. So I'm using Bing Maps as my source, and I've downloaded it at zoom level 17. It's one of the most common questions I get asked. So I did a video excuse me, on my channel, just showing the scenery, and it got something like 17,000 views or something like that. Of course, with that I had a lot of questions around it, how I set it up, and what settings and what have you. So if you're interested to see that video and some of the comments that I had to answer, you can see that. I'll share the link with you in this chat. There you go. Molly, I'm not sure. I actually purchased the JAR A320 for X-Mate 10, and last time I tried an X-Plane 11, I had an issue with it. I think it was to do with the cockpit display, so I've not. I removed it from X-Plane 11. I don't know if you guys know if they've updated that. I didn't quite like that, so I'm hoping they will update it. Notice the weather. So the weather's slightly different there in the distance compared to where I've just come from. So it's just hazy there. It's starting to get cloudy there. So this is real weather using X-Enviro. I'm not sure. I mean, I know a lot of people like, they tend to travel for work and whatever, and I get why they want a laptop. I think the money that you can spend on a laptop, you can get really, really powerful computer. Descent into Lawi, shall we? So this is what I like about this map. So as I mentioned to you. So I can just go ahead and click on that, tune the radio, ILS, there we go, does that for me. And just need to set the course, so 260. There we go. Let's just change that, let's move back to position. Let's get this down. And get some air brakes in here and get it down pretty quick. So notice the weather's changed even more outside. Let's have a look at that, see what's going on. There we go. So as I mentioned earlier, I think X-Enviro have really upped their game. I think that looks absolutely incredible. Really, really good. Again, you can see clouds there. And no clouds there, just haze. Doesn't that look realistic? Come on guys, you have to admit. I don't know if you guys, some of you guys are still contemplating moving to X-Plane, still on FSX or P3D. I wonder if this will convince you. Yeah, it does look good, and you can see now it's changing again. It's just amazing, really is amazing. The only problem I would say is that I've been spoiled by this photo scenery, so it's really hard to go back to the default X-Plane scenery. Just looks too good, looks too perfect. Yeah, so Roger, I post quite a lot in that subreddit. And I posted screenshots and some of my videos. Try not to overdo it. So I know a lot of people don't really like that. But so far I think most of the things I posted people really like, which is pretty cool. So I know there is a standard approach into Laui, but sorry guys, I'm not that great to do that for you. I'm just going to try and do just a standard ILS approach. My job is just to show you what X-Plane can do. And the funny thing is I don't even work for them. Sorry, William, I'm not sure if I understand what you mean. this is a slight bug with Explain 11. This map just comes up a little bit transparent sometimes. So 32 nautical miles, so we've got a bit of time to have a look around. That's good, Mad Pilot, no problem. I tried it many years ago, and I think the user interface really put me off, and it just seemed really basic. And about 7-8 months ago, when I upgraded my graphics card to the GTX 1080, I thought I'd try Explain again, and it was Explain 10 at the time, and thought, this is quite good. So I played with it more and more, and realised that actually there's something, it has got a lot of potential. And then of course then there was Explain 11, the announcement of Explain 11, and I've not been back to P3D or FSX since. Yeah, I honestly don't know if Joburg is excuse me, simulated in here in 3D. I was surprised actually Amsterdam, Schiphol is not even in 3D by default, which is really bizarre because I thought that's one of the more popular airports in the Western community. Could be wrong, but it's definitely not there. I did mention it before, but it's worth noting that there isn't seasons in Explain. It's probably the only drawback. That is a drawback for any of you. IJ, so what do you mean for the current flight? Hardcore gamer, I can zoom out to about there, otherwise I can move away. So remember I mentioned about the commands on my joystick, so I can actually move around like that as well, which is pretty cool. So another useful feature in Explain, so you can move around as far as you want. There you go. Look at the Earth. I don't think I've ever done that on a stream, but there we go. You can see what you can do. It's pretty cool. That layer there is probably to do with X-Enviro, to be fair. Yeah, it's not sleeve compatible. Trust me, if it was, I'll be straight out, or should I say straight on Amazon to buy a second 1080. And I believe it's not that great with multi-cores. So a couple of these things that they can make a difference to could make massive improvement to the performance on Explain. Let's get this thing slowed down. We're just about to make out the runway now. See how all the autogens just appeared in the zoom did. Might as well fly a manual approach. I love this plane. It's really good, and it's I mean, compared to PMDG, which excuse me, a lot of people like to compare it to, although you probably argue that PMDG is slightly better quality. It doesn't bother me too much. I think the performance that you get out of this is a lot better. No, it doesn't take advantage of hyperthreading either, I believe. You're right. Yeah, imagine tracking all flights. I think you can, obviously not to this sort of quality, but if you guys checked out Flight Tracker, which obviously tracks real flights, I'm pretty sure I saw a feature which allows you to load it in Google Earth, and you can see it sort of flying over the map. Sure, I'm not imagining it, I'm sure I've seen something like that. Yeah, I can check out Edwards Air Force Base. If you can tell me what the ICAO is, just saves me a bit of searching. Just change the time. There we go. Bit clearer, isn't it? Yeah, that trim sound does get a little bit annoying. Trip and trim, I like that. Yes, of course I can, Jay. But I can tell you very quickly, I have X-Enviro, SkyMaxPro, which I no longer use, IGEX 737, which is this one obviously. I have a couple of UK Payware airports, Manchester, which is Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, I believe, and Bristol, which is Echo Golf Golf Delta, and of course Affect Scenery, which is freeware, which I use Bing Maps for my Affect Scenery, using a tool called Ortho 4XP. But I'll try and remember to list them all in the description for you. Does it, William? I thought it didn't, but I could be wrong. It certainly doesn't feel like it. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have the cabin crew in this flight. The shaking is to do with, so if you deploy the spoilers or full flaps, you get this slight vibration. Can't tell you if it's accurate because I've not flown a real 737. That's a good one. turbulence. Yeah, there's a slight movement. But I notice it when I deploy the air brakes, and I'm pretty sure it's to do with all flaps, but I could be wrong. Then, do you mean the quality of the video, as in the resolution, or Explain 11? Of course, suddenly got a bit of wind shear or something, downdraft. Something definitely going on with the application. It never runs this slow. I can see it pausing, so something's going on in the background of my machine, which is causing it to flip out. Check out the mountains in the distance, guys. That haze is amazing, isn't it? Shut that trim wheel up. Thank you, Silverman. Thank you, Rojo. So Nagichi, yeah. So if you purchase Explain 11, even beta, once they release it, you'll still just carry on as normal. In fact, you can even use that code or license key, whatever you want to call it, to download and use Explain 10. Thank you, Mad Pilot. I'll check out shortly. It's funny, the amount of arguments I have online with people trying to convince others that P3D is a lot better than Explain. I just wish they're on this stream to see what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, this is the default airport. That'll be okay. Let's check out the replay. I feel like it was not bad landing, so take care, Hardcore Gamer. Hope to see you again soon. So William, what do you mean the pausing is because of OpenGL? I'm not sure what you mean. Hi Denny. So the only payware in the stream is this aircraft, which is the IGEX 737, and X-Enviro, the weather. Everything else is either default, so the airport's default. The photo scenery is Bing Maps, and the autogen is I think it's W2XP or something like that. I'm sure you guys can correct me. So it basically adds the autogen exactly where it's supposed to be in real life, which is pretty cool. too bad, not too bad. Happy with that one. Just get one last look from this view here. It's probably too far out. Speed it up a little bit. So this is pretty cool. They're replaying X-Plane 11 and X-Plane 10. It's pretty cool. Allows you to very quickly set it up. I think they should hire me as a pilot. That was a pretty decent landing. No, I haven't used HD mesh. I guess I haven't really got around to installing it, downloading it or installing it. So definitely X-Enviro over SkyMax. If you see some of my previous videos, you'll see why. So let's go the words. You did post. There we go, KEDW. Unfortunately, it's not 3D. You could try it if you like, but it's going to be flat. Matteo, yeah, I think I would, but I would probably need assistance from someone on the ground, because we can all think we're very confident to fly a real jet because we can fly it in the sim, but I think when it's in real life, it will be a completely different story. I'm actually going to London Heathrow in the next couple of months to fly one of the jets, a full motion sims, so I'll let you know how it goes. I might actually vlog it as well, so you guys can see. If you think I should vlog it, let me know. I've never really done a vlog before, actually, you know, filming. But yeah, if you guys want me to, I'm happy to do that. Denny, yeah, I'll try and list the add-ons and what have you, whatever have in the description of the video after this. Thanks, Rojo. No, I've definitely done thousands of hours of flight sim, but not flying real aircrafts. Yes, Ben, I agree. Oh, by the way, thanks, Rojo. Yeah, can't believe I hit 700 subscribers in just a month. It's pretty cool. I'm very flattered. Yeah, so Ben, I'm hoping that in a few years I'll do a full integrated airline transport pilot license course. So for you guys who are quite new to the channel, I may have mentioned it before actually to some of you who've been following me for a while. So I've always wanted to be a pilot, but at school my careers teacher shot me down and said basically that it's an unrealistic choice. So that basically she recommended that I should choose something more realistic. That was her words. So I can't remember how old I was, I guess 16 or 15, 16 I think, that really shattered my dreams, and ever since I really didn't give a crap about school, if I'm honest. so that was that. So I didn't know what to do. Completed my education, school, went to college, and because I suddenly didn't have a goal, I dropped out of college and I went to work. And I thought, well, okay, maybe I can't go into the Air Force or get a scholarship because my grades weren't that great, to be fair, and I dropped out of college. I thought, well, if I work hard enough, I can save up for flying. So back in 2003, I started a company with my brothers, an IT company, and it took off. And yeah, it probably under exaggerating it, but yeah, we've built up quite a pretty successful company, but to the point where I don't actually have time to go and fly, believe it or not. So I'm hoping in a few years things will be slightly different and I'll have some time to do that. But anyway, I hope that wasn't too boring, but I thought I'd let you in on my intentions for flight training. Yeah, this scenery is not great, to be fair, guys. Although I find with I think photo scenery for this area probably look pretty cool, but it's mostly desert, really. I might try it actually for this region, see what it looks like. But I always find if it's boring, just turn down the lighting. For me, it always looks better. Don't know why, but I guess the shadows and that sort of thing just gives it a little bit more realism. I think it looks better now. And X-Enviro, to be fair, is doing a pretty good job. Yeah, that'd be cool, Ben. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, as a youngster, if someone, especially someone you tend to look up to, like a teacher, tells you something, you pretty much take it to heart. You believe them. But as I grew up, I realized that actually you can do whatever the hell you want. If you want it bad enough, you can go and do it. In fact, actually, I had the opportunity last year or the year before to do a degree, and I did it. And because of the experience I built in the business, I was able to skip the first 2 years of university. So I went straight into year 3, completed it, and I achieved second place in my entire class. So I was very chuffed with that. So yeah, I dropped out of college, but I just wanted to prove that I could do it. So I went and did a degree, and I got a degree in business, which is pretty cool. So it might help me in the future if I wanted to pursue my airline career. We'll see. Denny, so I mentioned previously, my two brothers have, one has Oculus and one has Vive, and I tried Airofly, I think it's called. It was incredible in VR, really is incredible. And I've seen recently reviews of Fly Inside with XP11, and I hear it's pretty good, but I'm yet to see it. KTEX, let's check it out, because I think it's a bit boring here now, isn't it? Yep, so that's let's choose something a little bit more. I think this is probably a small airport, isn't it? Here we go. Yeah, unfortunately, I've heard that from a few people, Silverman. It's a shame that people can just shoot you down like that. Wow, that's some slope on that runway. So for those of you that are new to X-Plane, yeah, you get you get this, which you wouldn't get in P3D or FSX. That's a crazy slope there. Good choice. Thank you, Ben. Thanks for joining. I hope to see you again on the channel in the future. Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah, that's a crazy slope. I just realised I'm 9,000 feet above sea level. I wondered why it was a bit sluggish on takeoff. So Matteo, the 757, 767 are both flight factor aircrafts, which are really good. I think the 757 is X-Plane 11 compatible, but the 767 isn't. Although I think they may have released an update which I haven't had the chance to download yet. Yeah, so this is the suggestion by Mad Pilot. Telrude, Colorado. Kilo Tango Echo X-Ray. Yeah, it's good fun. Although it's pretty high up, so I'm struggling to get some lift here. Hi, wow. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, it's surprising how common a story like that is. Excuse me. I don't think it's that. Yeah. I don't think it's that you know, uncommon these days to hear stuff like that. Diamond Star DA40 is an amazing plane. Love it. Yeah, happy to chat. Drop me an email sometime. Yeah, this is certainly better than Edwards. I'm just gonna have to reassign my key, because I think when I was showing you this earlier, guys, I messed it up. Okay, so I need... I think I had it with this option here. Soon find out. Yeah, that's the one. Hi, Parsa. Haven't seen you for a while. Happy New Year. Hi, Mr. Made in the UK. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to have something like that, something different. I don't think there is anything like that for X-Plane 10 or 11. Thank you for Peter, Happy New Year, and thank you for joining. Hope to see you again soon. Wow, that's a pretty impressive setup you got there. Wow. Although, unfortunately, X-Plane doesn't take advantage of SLE. I'm hoping it will sometime, because as soon as it does, I'm gonna go out and get another 1080. So I think the only criticism I have about X-Plane with the default scenery, that in the daytime it doesn't look all that, if I'm honest. It's definitely better than X-Plane 10, that's for sure, but it's just something about it. I can't really put my finger on it. I think it's just I guess the roads a little bit more obvious and they don't look very realistic, where at night time, okay, things start to look a lot better. I think it's all about the lighting, really. So I'd like to know, where are you all guys from? Go ahead and type where you're from. Love to know. So Mad Pilot, Fly Inside is an app some clever guy has developed, which allows you to use VR, so Oculus Rift or Vive, using FSX, I guess P3D as well, and now X-Plane, which is pretty cool. I think actually I did try it with P3D. Again, the performance in P3D is not that great, so I don't think it was anywhere near as good as Airfly. But here the X-Plane Fly Inside compatibility is really good, but I haven't tried it yet. Wow, so a mix of places. Yeah, some of you already know. I think I've asked the question a few weeks ago. It's always cool to know where my viewers are from. It helps me plan these streams when I do them, because I'm never really sure what time I should be doing them. Because a lot of people here in the UK will be asleep now. Although we have a holiday tomorrow, so I thought it's not a bad idea. So Matthew, what's the problem you're having with the reverse? Yeah, I think XP11 and X-Plane 10 can't beat it. I think I bought 2 versions of P3D, and that was before I discovered X-Plane really, or gave it a proper chance. But I'll definitely not be going back, that's for sure, unless they, I don't know, somehow miraculously make huge improvements, but I don't think they can really on sort of like a legacy system. I guess never say never. This is quite a challenging airport. There's a crazy side wind as well, crosswind should I say. That dip in the runway is crazy. I wonder if it actually looks like that in real life. Whoever suggested this airport, do you know much about it and whether it actually looks like this in real life? Ah, interesting. Didn't realise it was the highest airport. What, in the US? Excuse me. I can't remember the iCal for Nice. Can anyone remind me? Take care, Rojo. Thanks for joining again. Happy New Year. I've got 15 minutes to go, guys, before I'm going to call it a night. I've got a couple of videos that I need to be working on. Yeah, I'm happy to try another airport for the last few minutes or so. Thank you, Parser. Realised what I was doing. I was typing iCal code in whilst I had it set up and now clicked on city. Not very clever. Let's load up this 757 and see what it looks like. I think they're working on those GPSs, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they'll be available in the final version. Wow, Danny, that's impressive. So what is, where's LJ? Lima Foxtrot, Lima Juliet. Guess it's in France somewhere. Death Zone. Let me check for you. That's very kind of you, Mad Pilot. Thank you. Appreciate the love. I have a feeling that you can set it up here. Let's have a look. This could be what you're looking for, Matteo. Could be wrong. Otherwise, I don't think you can do anything here. I recommend it. I think it's great. Flight Factor 757. I think it looks great. So you see the trim on the back of the aircraft jumps around, and that's, I'm sure it's to do with my SATEC. But I've stopped it now anyway. I'm going to try that airport for you in just a second. Just do a quick takeoff here, show you the photo scenery. Some of you may have seen this if you were on my stream a couple of days ago. So the sounds in this aircraft are amazing. You can see the jet blast as well. There's something going on here. That's interesting. I've lost control of my aircraft for some reason. Very bizarre. Something very odd going on here. Anyway, let's change it. Check it out. I think, okay. I think because I opened the calibration, it reset everything, so I'm going to have to calibrate. So you can see, once you've calibrated each of the motions, gives you a blue indication that it's been done. That's what I got to do. Okay, that one, set, and this set. Good job it wasn't a real flight that I spent half an hour setting up. That would have been very frustrating. Can you imagine? Thank you, Wow. Take care. Happy New Year. Wow, okay. This is an interesting place. You are not kidding. How come I've not heard of this place before? I feel like I need to download photo scenery for this place. Okay, let's try it. Although I seem to be stuck in a cloud at the minute, so I can't see where the runway is. I'm sure it's there somewhere. There we go. Slightly off. Wow, this is a really interesting place to fly. Aha, ski resort, is it? Shame that you can't get seasons and explain. I don't really think about it too much, to be fair, but now you got me thinking about it. It'd be pretty cool to see snowy mountains. But I guess if I downloaded the photo scenery, we'd get the snowy textures, so that might work, might be okay. Do they really land jets on that runway? Mad Pilot, no I don't. I'm into football, or some of you guys would probably call it soccer. I actually played for many years, since I was 7 actually. I played semi-professional when I was younger. Played for a town. As I got older, got slower, and only played with friends really. Still playing competitively with friends, but not a high standard. Well, that's pretty impressive. But I guess the real airport is a little bit bigger than this. I don't know how you would land a jet somewhere like that. That seems absolutely insane. I feel nervous just flying a Cessna into this. Juventus. I actually follow Arsenal. I'm sure most of you know Arsenal. God, that's a heavy landing. So obviously the scenery is a bit it's a bit odd. Yeah, they haven't quite figured that out properly, have they? I think the tower looks good, and the cars are there parked or whatever, but the aircrafts and the buildings need a bit of attention. They just love that screeching sound. Just amazing, isn't it? Yeah, incredible goal, wasn't it? Actually, when I was younger, I was a striker. I was a quite. Don't mean to blow my own trumpet. I was a pretty good striker. That was because I was slim and fast. As I got older, so late 20s, I started playing on the wing, which is, I would say, probably can be. Well, I think it's more demanding because you're having to run up and back down and so on. But as a striker, you need to be very quick to get around defenders, and I also had I ruptured my ACL, which really screwed me over. So it meant I had to have surgery. I've actually had 4 surgeries on my knee now, and yeah, not quite what I used to be, unfortunately. Sometimes I feel a lot older than what I am. I'm 32. Anyway, I think that's all I have time for, guys. Thank you for joining me once again. For those of you who are new to the channel, if you want to see more, please do subscribe. Check out some of the videos that I've done. There's some pretty cool videos there. In fact, there's one video. See if I can share the link with you. It's had quite a lot of views. It's definitely the most popular video of them all. 73,000 views. There you go, if you're interested to see that. But yeah, thank you for joining, and I'll be posting some videos soon, and I'm not sure when the next stream will be, but if you are subscribed, you'll get a notification. And yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Happy New Year. Take care, guys.